Hey, the application wars, oh my god, UCLA, What's up, is a culture detective here investigating your favorite albums, and today I'm going to be doing a mini albums review where I review 4 albums in one video in a very quick way because I just don't have the frickin' time to review every single album here individually, so I'd rather go over them really fast. So starting off, we have the latest Yungblud album, Yungblud, the self-titled album. And Yungblud is a British alt-rock, grunge rock, emo, pop punk artist. And while I really like these genres of music, you and I both know that nowadays, in this day and age, these genres of music has been overused and abused to the point where it has become TikTok washed out bullshit. And unfortunately, Yungblud is an example of that on this new album. The production is sterile, it's clean as hell. His vocals, I don't know what the heck is wrong with his vocals, but it's so moany. It sounds like he's trying really hard to push every single note out of his throat throughout the entire album. And then there's the lyrics. There's literally nothing all that emo. Oh boy. There's literally nothing all that emo or punk to them, and it's like you can take the lyrics on the tracks on this album and then put them onto a pop song and it would still make sense. Okay, oh my god, why the no? Okay, but anyways, let's go over some of the songs here. I won't go over every single track, but one of the highlights is Memories featuring Willow as in Willow Smith, Will Smith's daughter. And yeah, this track has a driving chorus, and I think Willow Smith's feature is kind of energetic and fun. But that is the only track here that is slightly better than everything else. Every other track on this album is just very basic, very sterile, and hilariously bad. Tracks like Sex Not Violence and Don't Feel Like Feeling Sad Today are so oddly optimistic, it's actually kind of funny, especially on the track Sex Not Violence, where I guess Yungblud was trying to sound seductive and horny, but at the same time, like he's doing a PSA of sorts. Like over the entire track, he was like, "I want sex, not violence," and "Girl, sex is not violence," which is a hilariously weird statement to say, especially in a pop punk and emo rock context. And then we have Don't Feel Like Feeling Sad Today. I don't feel like feeling sad today. I am happy, and I'm gonna prove it to you. And the Cruel Kids, we have the repetitive lyrics where we have Please don't leave me, I won't survive this. And it keeps on repeated again and again and again. And Yungblud sounds like a nagging teen on this track. Again, it just reminds me of the lyrics off of Sex Not Violence. There's a line in there where he's like, "Oh, you got something between your legs, honey," and it's so fucking cringe. We have the track I Cry To, where his British accent really gets accentuated because of the auto-tune Britpop direction that the track goes to, which is really drab. And the track Die For A Night is sort of a ballad, and it's really drab and cringe. So yeah, this album is not good, and I'm giving it a 3 out of 10. Afterwards, we have the new Nas album, King's Disease 3, and Nas is a great rapper, and it's amazing to see him back in the game, as strong as ever before, and not like back in the game as in he like went away or something, but King's Disease 3 might be the best Nas album in a very, very, very long time. It has great bars, great beats, and it might be the best in Nas's King's Disease trilogy. There isn't a single feature here, yet Nas has the power to carry every single track. Lyrically, he reflects on his own creative process and the rap industry, and he sounds charismatic and sharp as hell on this album. The album opener, Ghetto Reporter, is amazing. I love the glamorous instrumentals. I love the boom bap drums. And Legit is amazing, the second track, with the clunky, jumpy piano. I just really love that. I love the lyrics about leaving street life, becoming legit. The track Recession Proof has an amazing, crispy, grimy, atmospheric beat. And then we have tracks like 30 where we have a bit of trap rap here. It's fine if Nas does trap rap. If Nas does trap rap, he would still sound better than many other rappers, honestly, even though I'm not huge on trap beats, especially in this album. But Serious Interlude is not really an interlude here. It has some soft, relaxing keyboards that are really nice. And Get Light is an awesome jazz rap track. And another highlight on the album would be the track Beef, where he raps in the perspective of beef. No, not the meat, but beef, rivalry, feuds, and how rappers can't live without me, and how Al Qaeda and USA are beefing because of me. It's quite interesting. So yeah, Nas really flexes his lyrical talents, and Hit Boy is the one who produced this album. The production is amazing. It's crisp, it's clear, and this has got to be one of the most consistent and solid rap albums of the year so far. And the year's ending, so might as well the whole year. I'm giving the new Nas album, King's Disease, an 8 out of 10. Highly recommend. Check this one out. New MGMT album 11-11-11. MGMT is one of my most anticipated artists to drop music because I really like their style. The last album they released is Little Dark Age back in 2018, and I freaking love that album. It's so quirky, yet so creative, so catchy, yet so soft, yet so charismatic. It's pop in a new twist. And essentially 11-11-11 here is a live album, and it is a live album of live performances from 11 years ago exactly. This album was released on November 11th, 2022, and it is exactly 11 years after 11-11-11. And given that it is recorded in 2011, the music on this album is basically recorded from the Congratulations era, and if you don't know this, Congratulations is my favorite MGMT album. But essentially, this album is basically a bunch of leftovers from Congratulations or something along the lines of that. And on top of that, the recording is not very good. The mixing is kind of fuzzy and muffled, and it's not very great. So the track Invocation, I honestly at first thought it's amazing. It's eerie, it's ominous, it's occultish, it's strange. There's something really wondrous about the chord progression, but then the track suddenly ends. It just builds up to nothing and it just ends. It's so half-baked. It could have been an amazing track. It could have been an intro to like a gigantic 15-minute pop masterpiece like Frankenstein, but no. But the long track on this album would be Tell It To Me Like It Is, which is a 9-minute long track with twangy guitars and driving beats. There's a lot of layers of instrumentals on this track, which is really nice. I also really like the track Who's Counting, which is one of the only tracks on the album where I can say it feels complete. We have the dramatic reverby keyboards and the sweet distant vocals, and the synths build up to a really nice crescendo. But yeah, the rest of the album is kind of underwhelming. I'm Not Your Home has the ringing synths that are very annoying, which is also present on the next track, Unfriend, which is really drab. It's like an instrumental track or kind of a soundtrack to a Disney ride. And then we have tracks like Whistling Through the Graveyard and Whistling Past the Graveyard, which feel very unfinished. They just have this demo quality to them. So yeah, unfortunately, this MGMT album is just not very great. Feeling a 5 out of 10 on this album. I would rather they release the music on this album, maybe remaster it, reform it, and turn it into a new album maybe. But it also seems like they don't want to because they're ditching this style and they're going towards a new direction now. But yeah, it's sort of a strange decision to release this album, I guess. But it's understandable in a way. Finally, I'm going to be reviewing the new Lucki album, Flawless Like Me. Boring. Boring. Yeah. This is another boring rap album. There has been tons of boring rap albums released every single year ever since I started this channel in 2017. Year after year after year after year, we have one boring album after another, after another, after another, after another. And it's a very specific kind of boring. This album has the most basic, boring trap beats you can ever imagine, you know, something like you would hear on a Nav album, you know, something like you would hear on a Lil Baby or Gunna album. that kind of boring. But what makes this album even worse is the squeaky vocals. It's so squeaky and measly, and he sounds high as fuck on most of the tracks here, which really messed with his performances. And there are 24 tracks on this album. 24. So yeah, needless to say, this is not good. 2 out of 10. So, if you listened to these 4 albums, comments below, let me know. Subscribe if you want more, and thanks for watching.